Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. Now, rock and roll, female, and black are three things you typically don't hear in the same sentence.
But singer-songwriter Kimberly Nichole is a witness that now you can.
Yep.
Kimberly, welcome to Arise 360.
Hey, guys. Hey, boo. Hey, Bobo. Now, we have to start with your stellar performance at Broadway's Rocktopia.
Yes.
I mean, you have performed to critical acclaim, the New York Post, everyone is writing about you. Your performance is stellar. What is it like being part of such an amazing production?
I mean, it's a new thing for me because it's my first time being on Broadway. The schedule is very new and different. You know, you have to pull up a bit more. But it's definitely a dream come true. I'm a little girl in Seattle. I dreamt of being on Broadway, and what better way to be on Broadway than doing music I love, and that's near and dear to me. So,
wow,
it's fabulous.
It's fabulous.
Right. Everybody agrees with you.
Yes, the reviews are coming in with rave reviews from the New York Times and so many other publications. But tell us a little bit more about what the show is.
I mean, it's just a mashup of, you know, classical music meets rock and roll. It's basically, if you think about like Beethoven and Mozart, they were the rock stars of their era, and if they were brought together with Jimi Hendrix and Robert Plant and Freddie Mercury, they would all have this big party that we're presenting on stage. So that's what Rocktopia is.
Now, each evening, and the matinees, of course,
yes,
you're backed by a full orchestra.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen it, but what other surprises can the audience expect with the rock bands that you have behind you?
I mean, I just think that just the intertwining of these two different genres that people think are separate, them being together is just a surprise in itself.
Yeah.
And then all these different type of performers, all of us are completely different type of vocalists, and we're all on one stage. So it's always some nice little surprises every evening. So it's a great experience.
Any surprises that are your favorite? Like you like to surprise people, hit a note, and everybody's like, oh my God!
You know, I like to surprise folks with my back bend. You know, I do a little back bend and I hold a note. You know, give them a light little shoes.
Wait, are you able to just hit it like randomly, like right now?
No, too early.
It's like, I know, it's like early in the day. I need to warm up.
I need to warm up. She'll have an evening show to go to after this.
Oh,
now.
Also, you're not paying her Broadway rates, so
Fair enough.
she cannot break
Cut the check. Okay.
So, now, you spoke about the different types of musical genres that each of the artists have whilst on stage, but you yourself sing with an eclectic range of musical genres. Talk to me about what types and why you've chosen.
I mean, well, I'm a rock and roll singer, and I think it's a part of my DNA. Rock and roll was birthed out of the Black American experience. The godmother of rock and roll, her name is Sister Rosetta Tharpe. She's been finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. Her and Nina Simone. Anyway, so, you know, it's just, I think rock music is my birthright. It's something that makes me feel free. It's where I can be my most authentic self, and it's, you know, it's a genre that's very empowering and near and dear to my heart, so I enjoy doing it. I enjoy squalling and backbending and doing what my people created.
Well, as you're enjoying it, how do you like the fact that you are literally changing the perception of what rock music looks like?
I just feel like that, you know, I'm a keeper of the flame, that I have to remind and educate people on what, you know, what the foundation of this music is. And, you know, I'm just continuing something that has been kind of unsung and dug and buried or whatever, and I'm just bringing it back to life with many other amazing Black women that do rock music too. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Now, speaking of these amazing Black musicians, you shared the stage with some legends in their own right, from Aloe Black to Janelle Monáe to John Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
no big deal. I mean, don't freak out.
And John Bon Jovi gave me a kiss on the lips after we performed. I said, "Well, hello."
Do tell more about that.
Yes, we need the scoop on that story.
Wait, did you just freeze? What happened? Did you kiss
I
back?
mean, he was coming in, and I went back in. What are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to go? No. I'm a grown woman. No.
You're like, yep.
I was like, all right, we'll come through. Come on, lips. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Fine.
Okay, so aside from the kiss from John Bon Jovi, which was your favorite person to perform with and why?
I mean, Slash of Guns N' Roses.
Wow, that's
I mean, he has been my so performing with him was definitely a dream come true, and I kind of put it out in the atmosphere, and he And it just definitely happened, and even till to this day, you know, I'm able to text him or call him for advice when need be. So he's a good guy and one of the best.
That's awesome. Now, you mentioned Bon Jovi, of course, kissing on the lips. And speaking of him, as an inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year, actually this month, two women who you mentioned earlier will finally be inducted. Nina Simone.
Finally! This is such a long time coming.
I know.
Do you think it's finally that things are changing for women, especially women of color being inducted, and just for music in general?
I mean, I don't know. I think kind of the Black Panther Wakanda era has risen, and people are putting a little bit more focus onto Black women in music or whatever. But I mean, there's no better time than now, and then things always come full circle. They happen when they should. When Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was created, Rosetta Tharpe should have been the first one inducted, but I ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, but I'm happy that they're finally being honored. Nina Simone is just a force. She's just a powerful force. She's done some incredibly genius work that people attested to her being. She was crazy. No, she wasn't. She was really a genius.
She was a
and so was
visionary,
about her people and advocate. So she's a big inspiration of mine and Rosetta. So I'm just happy that two women that are just like they're my icons. They're my dear loves. They're my mothers to me. Are being inducted and recognized. So it would be cute if I was singing on the the show, but I ain't gonna say nothing about that.
Come on, get it right.
You mentioned that rock and roll's roots are in the Black culture, the African American experience. Why do you think it's taken so long for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to induct these Black ladies?
I just think it's it's just politics. I think you think about the history of music, and then at one point when it was rhythm and blues, and then there was race records, and then they separated rhythm and blues and rock and roll to just basically just do a race divide. So it started early on think about the civil rights era, and then post-emancipation, just the separation of music by color. So that's how it happened back then during Jim Crow and all this. And I mean, now it's kind of, they're trying to clear it up a little bit. They're trying to fix it up now, and and they inducted two women that should have been there. But
do you think it's a case of too little, too late?
Nah, you kind of be like, okay, we'll take it. Like, okay. But I mean, what do you do?
Yeah. Well, at least it's happening, and times are definitely changing. And we want to talk a little bit about the changes you've gone through your career and your life. But we're going to take a break first, and then come back and do that. All right? So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. Now, we are still joined by the talented Broadway star, Kimberly Nichole.
Yes.
And we're talking about your career. The transgression from beginning to middle to the sweet... Well, I won't say the end, but where you are right now.
Right, please don't say the end. I'm just getting started.
Now, you were actually a contestant on Season 8's The Voice.
Yes.
How did that help shape your career?
I mean, it's definitely opened doors for me. I think it really is probably the reason that I ended up on Broadway, because it exposed me to a larger demographic of mainstream people. And I got on a few more people's radars. And, then I got this opportunity with Rocktopia a few years ago. We filmed in Budapest, and then it aired on PBS, a special. Then we toured last year, and then now we're on Broadway. So they were exposed to me from The Voice, the producers of the show. So The Voice has definitely opened up the floodgates, and, I'm grateful.
Yeah, and now the show's still going on. It's in its 14th season. Have you been watching? What do you think?
No, I don't watch. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like.
You're usually too busy. You're on the stage. When
and I live in London now, so it's kind of And I don't have a TV. Well, I kind of have TV, but I just hook it up to my laptop and watch Netflix.
Right.
But I just really don't keep up with the singing competitions anymore.
Yeah, I
don't.
Okay.
So
but I do watch clips sometimes of different people.
Yeah, and you mentioned living in London. What is a girl from Seattle doing in London?
I mean, isn't it the trajectory of rock people from Seattle? Jimi Hendrix, hit. I mean, I'm not going to die over there, but I mean, I'm just saying. No shade, Jimmy. Love you. I mean, I've always wanted to live in London, and at some point in my journey, I was preparing to leave New York. This was 2016. I was like, I'm going to go to L.A. I'm just going to move to L.A. and see what happens in L.A. And then an opportunity presented itself for me to go and host the show, the Box Show in London, in Soho. And I said, here we go. There's my ticket. Yes. And so I'm there now. London, the slow burn is growing on me, but, you know, I live in Finsbury Park. I have a cute flat.
Okay.
It's, you know, I'm feeling that it's where I should be right now on my journey. So.
Now, you get any inspiration for your music while you're there?
Absolutely. I feel like I've been, I'm going into the studio while I'm here still in New York with my band. So I'm in New York. I mean, London is definitely inspiring me. Like, newness inspires creativity. Like, it's a new place.
Right.
I'm very far from my family and friends, so that, you know, stimulates a different type of creativity in me. So I have some new stuff in the bag happening.
Okay, and speaking about being far away from your friends, your family actually just landed in America to watch the opening nights of Rocktopia.
Yes, they did. My parents came in town, which I'm grateful for. My dad came from Seattle. My mom is back in Louisiana now, but they're very proud. And I was like, you know, all the money you've spent on me all these years.
It's paid off.
It's paying off. It might not be paying off monetarily right now, but you see the fruits of your labor.
Yes,
There you go.
It's coming.
There you go.
Your name is in lights and on the playbill.
They are they're proud, and they even, outside of Rocktopia, I did a performance at Joe's Pub for Nona Hendrix' Rock Solid Women's Festival. So they saw me even doing my own original music with the band. So
that's awesome.
My parents, and I sang a song with my mother at that show.
Yes, because your mother's a singer as well.
She's a singer too.
So would you say that's where you get all your musical talent from?
Yeah, I think so. And I get a lot of my wit and my banter and my chatting beat from my daddy's side of the family. But yeah, my mom's side is all musical people.
Well, have you ever performed with your mother before?
I have.
So what was it like this time? Was it different now that you're a different person now?
Yeah, I'm a woman. I'm a grown woman.
Exactly.
I'm a grown woman.
Amen.
Not amen.
I like it.
We at church. It's post-Easter service.
Well, that's what your voice comes across as. It takes me to church.
It does.
That
I'm
voice.
from the church. You know it.
See?
But my mama, I mean, it was spontaneous because I was thinking, I was like, oh my God, my mom's here. I should sing this song with her. It's one of my original songs I really love. So it was good to be on stage with her, and she was smiling, and because she looked a bit nervous, but you know, I always make her proud. So
now, your show-stopping performances, we have to talk about that because it's what the New York Times and everybody else is raving about. But it also landed you on the Billboard 100 charts.
Yes, from The Voice. It was cute. Yeah, I mean,
amazing.
She said it was cute.
It was cute. You know, it was major because you don't think. I mean, when you're just on the ride, you're on it, and you don't think about the accolades. And then when they happen, you're like, I'm doing okay. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
You're being celebrated by the most revered publications in the world.
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
cool. I'm very grateful. I mean, I think of the years of hard work, and I'm like, it's about time. No shade.
No, but when you put in the hard work, it's nice to see it pay off.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, it feels good to be recognized. Yeah.
And so now will you be doing, you say you're working on some music, you're working on other things. How soon do we can expect and actually buy? We want to support your music.
Yes. Well, my plan is end of summer, early fall, releasing a project called the West Coast Seattle Girl.
Nice.
So it's a cute little project that I'm very excited about. Cute is my favorite.
Right. Are we looking at all rock?
It's totally rock and roll.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I was just making sure.
You think I'm going to be up there singing some Negro spirituals too?
I was hoping some of that church would be on there.
No, rock and roll is a church, so I'll be giving you a little bit of But that's James Brown, but you know, same thing.
You started church
But
too.
yeah, okay,
Right.
you know. But it's a project I'm very proud of, and I'm gonna do a few dates with my band after immediately following Broadway, just kind of leading up to it, and then hopefully coming back to the States doing some stuff in the fall.
Amazing. And before we let you go, we have to talk about your fashion. Honey. Okay? Because you have bullets around your head, you've got pearls dripping from your ears, and you look like the most beautiful melanated ballerina I've seen in my life with Doc Martens.
Yes, you better know it.
I am obsessed with this. And
This is all London.
Tally is too.
London.
You got the London look.
This is London. Yeah.
Any plans to come out with a fashion line or anything in the future?
I don't know. Wherever the wind blows.
Well, you've been in Vogue.
Why not?
I have. Yes, I have.
So people are loving your fashion. Why not?
I mean, it's a thought. I've thought about it.
Listen, if you came out with a line, I would
buy
not
it?
have any money left because I'd be in the shop all the time. Okay?
Thank you, boo.
Supporting my own so she can take me out for food.
Right. Girl, I bought that outfit last night. You got drinks
What's for
tonight?
dinner?
Right. Exactly.
Kim Nichole, it has been an absolute joy. We cannot wait to continue supporting you, Rocktopia, and everywhere else that you'll be performing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Arise 360 will be right back.